Pruitt, and welcome to Let's Talk. So, I am still here in the Dominican Republic, and we are wrapping up our trip with Youth on a Mission. And I have with me here today none other than Miss Carla Hogan. Hello, Carla.
Hi, Lady Pruitt.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
Good.
Doing well.
So anyway, when we first started our trip,
Yes.
I got you on camera and asked you know what kind of led you here. But now that you've been here for kind of we're towards the end,
Yes.
I want you to share first with me what were you expecting when you came on this trip with Youth on a Mission?
I expected, honestly, to work.
Okay.
And that's kind of as far as my thought process went. I just knew that we would be doing some type of work
Okay.
for the Lord. And I didn't think beyond that.
Okay.
So my expectations were really on, okay, Lord, what do you want from me? What is this process going to be?
Yeah, I know. And let me tell you, okay, we look a little bit of a mess because
Yes.
we really have worked.
Yes.
So when she's saying work,
Yes.
I know she was talking about the word of the Lord, but we were also doing a lot of physical work.
Yes.
We did painting, and I know you did
We
a
did.
lot of painting.
We did.
So let's go back to when we were in Puerto Plata.
Yes.
In Batoa. Let's go back to it.
Yes.
And you guys painted overnight. How was that experience?
That experience was amazing. But God, I just didn't think we were actually going to get it done. I mean, it was a lot. We had the sanctuary, we had classrooms, we had a giant hallway with 20-foot ceilings, and I just didn't think we were going to get it done. But God, I mean, where we started from and then to see the finished product, I have pictures of what everything looked like piled in the center of the room, and then us painting, and then supervisor Jackie Chisholm coming in and just being so humble and real, and she rolled up her sleeve.
Yes, she did.
And she got in there, and it was just like nobody should be above doing anything.
Wow, that's amazing.
You know what I mean? Nobody should be above doing anything. I mean, if it's paper on the ground,
Right.
He gave us dominion over the land and the
Yes, He did.
seas. So that means if it's paper on the ground, it's our responsibility
Yes.
to pick it up, no matter who we are or what our title is,
Definitely.
or our position, because it beautifies everything.
It really does.
And it's a simple fix.
Yes.
So
yes.
we painted those classrooms and
in a day and a half.
in a day and a half.
A day and a half.
We slept in the sanctuary.
Yes.
We
On air
slept
mattresses.
in this. I'd never slept on an air mattress before, so I didn't really know what to expect. People were rolling off of it because, I mean, we're
Yes.
only as big as we are.
Yes,
We're
we
used
are.
to our
Yes,
beds,
yes.
and so it was.
Would you say that was probably the roughest part of the trip as far as the roughing in part?
Oh yeah, that was rough because we had water issues with the plumbing system and the water, so some of us had to take showers with the water bottle. The water bottle.
Welcome
you
to
wash your face,
Michigan.
and you wash. But I will tell you, every step has been so worth it.
Wow, that's awesome.
The experience. I mean, on the inside of me, things were moving so fast.
Right.
We move so fast. In 10 days, you've got a goal, and you're trying to do so much in that 10-day period.
Yes.
But God has met and exceeded
Yes.
every goal that has been set so
Yes.
far. He has shown up as like He said go. We came with the expectation, but our expectation should be bigger.
Yes.
It should be bigger.
And let me ask you this, because we're going to digress for a minute.
Yeah.
Because tell them where you're from. What your name of your church, and then also what city and whatnot. you're
Okay, so I am from Access Church of God in Christ in the great city of Detroit, Michigan. Come visit us. My pastor is Pastor Brian Keith Edwards. My bishop is Bishop Marcus Ways. I am from Michigan Southwest #1, and it's a great place to be. But this is just.
Yeah. It has. And so then I'm going to bring you forward a little bit. So day before yesterday, we went to Esperanza.
Yes.
And we worked there. So how was that experience for you? And this is the southern part of the country.
Yes.
We were in the northern part of the country. We moved to the southern part of the country.
It was very humbling.
Besides being very hot also?
The temperature, I mean, it's been in the 90s, but then it feels like the hundreds.
Yes.
And the humidity is so high at this time of the year that it's just thick. You know, you have to get used to breathing right, you know. I would label this whole experience for me as humbling. Okay. That would be the word that I would use to describe this journey that we have been on.
That's wonderful.
It to get to Esperanza and see the people. The pastor was just amazing, but to see the people, the children running around with no shoes on, on rocks, on rocks, some of them in their underwear with no clothes on, you know, and I was so grateful we had brought boys' underwear, you know, to help them, but it was humbling. Even the hard guys, I don't know what you call them. I don't want to call them gangsters necessarily, but you know what I mean? The tough guys came out to check us out. You know what I mean? But then it's like they sat around almost to protect us.
Yes, it was wonderful. That was amazing. That was
almost to, you know what I mean? Like they were drawn to our space, you know what I mean? And once they got there, they couldn't leave themselves, you know, because the Spirit of the Lord was in that place.
That's wonderful.
You know.
And so then we moved yesterday to the Journey Center.
Yes.
So we came to the Journey Center. My legs,
Yes.
And so how was your experience you would say the Journey Center?
So the Journey Center, when I saw it initially, I was proud because I knew it was tied to you and the work that you're doing. And just in this short period, I could feel your heart. And so I knew it was going to be a place of love. I felt a little bit overwhelmed when I saw it after painting the church and all of that. I was like, oh my gosh, are we going to be able to get this done? But God, He exceeded our expectations. We painted, we scraped, we left it better.
Yes, it looks fabulous.
The girls are so helpful. Even the baby Bella, she was like, I got it, I can do it, I can help with it, you know what I mean? And she wanted to help. And is a little bit of a difference of what I see with some of our young women in the States where they're a little bit more needy. These girls need supplies, but they're very self-sustaining and strong young women.
Yes, they are.
I saw a difference.
Good.
You know,
I'm glad that we work hard at that for them, and we always want them to give back. We don't want them to just be here, you know, receiving. We want them to understand that, you know, they need to give back also. So that's one. Well,
that's great.
The Lord led me today, and this is one of the reasons why I'm interviewing her, is because we had a little experience today. So I was sitting, there is a neighbor that I always visit every year, not every year, but every time I come here, I have to go see this neighbor of ours, and she is 106 years old, and her daughter is 86. So I always go visit her and check on her and see how she's doing, and she loves for us to visit. So today I couldn't take everybody over there. So I was kind of sitting there meditating, and I asked the Lord, kind of like, okay, Lord, who should I take over there? And the Lord dropped you in my heart.
Oh my gosh.
She dropped you in my heart. So I kind of snuck off. I told her to come with me, and we kind of snuck off.
What a treat for me.
And we went to visit her. And so I want you to share just a little bit of, you know, your experience with that.
106, when you think of somebody 106 years old, most of us have never met anybody that has reached that milestone or been blessed to live to that. From the moment that her daughter started coming to the door to greet you, you just felt love coming towards that door, and then it was smack love, you
Yeah.
know, and they were so welcome. She was so welcome to
Yes.
open her door and allow even me to
Yes.
come in to their space and their home, you know, and then to go into the mother's bedroom and see her lying there, and she was so happy to see us.
Wow.
When she saw you, she was just, her arms
went
just
up.
went up,
Yes.
you know, like, come
She's
daughter,
so sweet.
come daughter, I've been
Yes.
waiting for
Yes,
you, you know what I
yes.
mean?
Mhm.
And that's what I felt, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? And so it's like, I gotta capture this. So I just started snapping some pictures, you know, just because it was all so wonderful. I buried both of my parents already, you know,
Right.
and they were relatively young, you know what I mean?
Wow.
And so looking at her there, I just felt like this could be my mother,
Wow.
you know what I'm
That's
saying? That was my
amazing.
experience. But then when you know, you were talking to them, and I was just like, okay, I don't know what they're talking about, but I'm so honored and so blessed to be
You're
in this
soaking it
space.
in.
Yeah, I don't understand Spanish. I do have a goal to learn it. I'm gonna get little cue cards,
That's right.
and I'm gonna
Stick
write
it over
the
the
name
place.
on everything and just try to practice it in my house so that I can learn it. But I felt honored and privileged to just be in the space, you know what I mean?
Yes, yes.
And it was just really humbling,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
to-
And that's how I felt, and that's how I feel every time I go. So I wanted someone else to experience that.
Oh, man.
And so that's why I was praying, asking Lord, like, who could I bring in so that they can experience that? And let me tell you, she was very sharp, wasn't
Yes,
it? Like her
yes.
faculties were there.
Yes.
She was happy
Yes.
to see us there.
Yes.
And before I leave, I always pray with her. She always wants me to pray.
Yes.
And then she'll start praying. And so
Yes.
she started praying with us. So it was
Yes.
just a
She
wonderful
did.
sight to
She
behold.
prayed. She bestowed prayers.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And it was just like, you know, she's 106. She can do
Yes.
what she wants.
Yes, yes.
You know what I
yes.
mean? And what she wanted to do was praise God.
That's what she wanted to
and bless us. And I just felt like, wow, this is something.
do. It's amazing. I know it's hard to describe. It's put into words. But I must tell you that I thank God for this dear heart. This is my first time meeting her. Just when we came on this trip together, I've only seen her on the Zoom meetings, but her heart came through the Zoom. And I felt drawn to her because I was like, man, she just has such a sweet heart. So when I met her, I tell her, I said, you're so sweet. You know, I just met her. But I could just see her heart, and I knew her heart was for missions by the questions that she asked. And she saw the need and she jumped in with both feet. Our neighbor was in need. They needed food. They had been there without food. And as soon as she heard, she says, we're taking care of this. So she handed me some money. I hopped in on the motorbike with one of the ladies from the Journey Center. We went and got food, and she bought a whole bunch of food for them to be able to make it through because they were in need and they didn't want to ask. She never wants to ask. That's how she is.
I can't
Very
even take the
sweet.
credit for buying the food. It was like I started thinking about the story in the Bible. I think it's from First Kings about Elijah.
Elijah. Oh yes, and the widows.
And the widow,
Mhm.
and how, you know, he said, make me
The patty first.
the patty, you know, and bring it to me. And she was like, you know, I was gonna make it, and then me and my son were gonna
Yes.
lay here and die, you know. And that's what came to mind,
Mhm.
you know. And I just kind of started thinking about that. And so when we left out of there, I was glad when you said you were taking down, you know, groceries that they need, you know. And we left to go out of there, and I didn't, you know, didn't want to cry while I was in there, but I ran to my
She
husband.
did, and she was boohooing.
I
Yes,
ran
she
to my
was.
husband.
She was.
I said, please help me. Please help me. We need groceries. We need groceries. Please.
She did. She
And
did.
so he just gave,
Yeah.
you know.
And your husband's
he
very
just,
sweet. Very
just
sweet.
gave.
Also, the Hogans, both of them are very sweet.
You know.
You can tell their heart is
Yeah.
for missions. That's why I felt honored and blessed
Yeah.
that they came and participated, and got to see the work here at the Journey Center. Got to see what we do here.
It's a beautiful work. It's a beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful work.
Yes, and I thank you for sowing into the mission because it was very needed, and you guys have stepped up and
to
really,
God
really
be the
helped
glory.
us. Yes, so
to God be the
I
glory.
am thankful.
Yeah.
They made me emotional because.
You know,
having Youth on a Mission, this has been a great group. It has been a great experience. We've been like a little family for the last going on almost 10 days together. But Carla, I want to thank you so much for being on my show and talking about being here with Youth on a Mission. I'm not sure. Have you ever been on Youth on a Mission?
No, this is my first.
This is my first. This is my first too.
I cannot believe. But I have to tell you, you have really done an amazing job. You've done an amazing job. All your plans, all the projects, all of it, you really have done an amazing job. The Lord, I pray that the Lord just blesses you and gives you everything that you need. I mean, I can't post it enough. If you want to help, even $1 will help.
Yes, I will take anything. We'll take
even
it all.
$1 will help, to help.
Yes.
Because the need is so great,
it's so great.
In the United States, we say we have a need, but there's a grocery store on every corner. There's a pharmacy on every corner. It's not like that here. It's not like that here. There's a dire need for supplies and services and hands on the ground, boots on the ground. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
To help, But you did an amazing job, and we're honored. We feel privileged to be on this journey with you.
Thank you.
We really do. Thank you so
God
much.
be the glory. God help me.
glory.
I told my husband,
Yeah.
I said, God has stretched me.
Wow.
Because I had
We've
never
been
done
stretched.
this before. I have been stretched. So, and the Lord pulled stuff out of me. I didn't realize what is inside of me. But I thank God for that. But I thank God for you.
You stayed sweet. You stayed
Thank
sweet.
you.
You stayed sweet. You did.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Carla, for being on the show. And we're friends for life now.
Yes,
so we're going to be in
please.
touch, and you're going to come and do some wonderful things for the girls. She's a great gardener, y'all.
Yes.
She's a gardener.
Let's garden.
Yes. Yes, so we're going to do that. So again, stay tuned next week where we're going to continue to talk about a trip with the Youth on a Mission here in the Dominican Republic. God bless. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.